The following program is from NET.
Can black people survive culturally and physically in America? Can we ever be a part of the existing white institutions, or should we be developing our own? Can we as a people develop solutions to our dilemma fast enough to counteract the present rate of growth of the oppressive factors built into this society by institutional white racism? As black people, we must deal with the issue. Is it too late?
Cross the street from your storefront cemetery. Hear me hailing from inside and realize I am the conscience clear. You ain't no ecstasy. We were we might be upon the same flash. Staring at the sun.
We've progressed in a lot of ways, but regressed in a lot of ways, right? A 15-year-old kid back in 1990 was different from a 15-year-old today. I mean, and there's so many examples of that, right? When you think about the Black Panthers, you think you're talking about some old guys. They were young. I mean, how many 25-year-olds you see like that today? 22-year-olds that you see like Huey P. or any of these guys, right? You don't. And so it's like that in the street too. You know, at 15, look at Al Cohen now, right? And all these, that whole Paid in Full, all the people from Harlem, from Queens, these were young people. Look, Killer Bang got killed at 26 years old. He already had a history. So I'm saying that to say that, yes, I was 18, he was 26, but his 26 was more like 40.
This mural on the corner of Myrtle and Vanderbilt first went up in 2008. Ben O'Gara, killed in a shooting in 1995. But he was not a passive victim of the violence that consumed him. People say he was a stick-up kid, and his neighborhood afterlife is enmeshed in a complicated web of love, resentment, and pain. In 2015, the mural was defaced for the first time. A year later, it was repainted. In 2020, it was defaced again, a splash of red paint across Ben's cheek. It still sits like that today, and Ben's face is streaked with red. His and other lives, which is to say collections of stories once lived and now retold, echo off the hard brick walls of Fort Greene, Brooklyn, New York, USA. A one-time Black American cultural hotspot, sprouted in the 80s from the pollen of the Harlem Renaissance. These stories, variegated spindles of life and death, have been picked up over the years by celluloid amplifiers, cameras and microphones, drive-ins and theaters, laptops and touchscreens. Spike Lee has said that Do the Right Thing, shot in Bed-Stuy in 1989, was born from the murder of Michael Stewart at the First Avenue stop on the L train in 1983. Stewart lived in Clinton Hill, went to school in Fort Greene at the Pratt Institute.
Gary, that's enough! Gary, that's enough, man! Gary, that's enough! Shut the fuck up! No! Get up! Get the fuck up! Let's get him out of here.
The goal is not the portrayal of horror. It is, in Michael Gillespie's words, an aesthetic resistance to the horror of anti-blackness. It's a way of talking back. To paraphrase Bell Hooks, it's the expression of black movement from object to subject. It's a gesture of defiance that heals, that makes new life possible. There's a scene in Just Another Girl on the IRT by Leslie Harris when Chantel is speaking with her boyfriend on the Fort Greene Park steps. They're grown up fast, but they're still children, and beneath them, all jumbled up in 3 massive bluestone coffins in a crypt below the steps on which they sit, lie the bones of 12,000 dead, perished on British prison ships in Brooklyn Harbor in the War of 1776, at America's beginning. In most states, black folks who enlisted in the Continental Army were promised freedom and a pension for 3 years' service. Some people say that many of them ended up on those ships, beneath those steps. What does that mean for Chantel to live among those ghosts? Elizabeth Alexander calls it cultural memory in the flesh. But what does film do to cultural memory? What does cultural memory do to the film stock? Courtney Baker said it in her book, Humane Insight, in 2015, the gaze is a dangerous thing. It's made sharp-edged and heavy by a long history of violence. So how can we use film without inflicting and re-inflicting the pain hanging in the air? The answer, as Baker says, is in the fact that not all looks are gazes. Looking, when done right, can give value to a human life. Not assign value, but give it freely, like a river. That's not to say that the gaze is useless either, dangerous as it is. To shift the critical gaze, that sharp and heavy tool, from the body, from the image, to the idea of humanity, that's what Baker advocates. Fort Greene is changing, though. Demographics are shifting and property values are going up. It begs the question of where do the stories go? When the palimpsest is scraped clear and built anew within the shell of the old, and only film and words are left. If history is like energy, if it can't be created or destroyed, only reshaped and born again, then where does it go when it's been squeezed out of solid matter? Leaving its nest, the sparrow sinks a second, then opens its wings. Richard Wright said that. Today it's written on the walls of the Walt Whitman housing projects to commemorate the time Wright spent across the street in the 30s while completing Native Son. Like a message, one poet to another. But what is the sparrow and what is the nest?
Today I wore the same clothes, the ones with the paint on, cut from the same cloth. These kinds don't come off. I'm in the mirror and I can't believe I'm the same as the old me. What's the use? I'ma die alone, Same mistakes, same home. Different daddy, same mom. Same issues, different cause for alarm.